Hello traders, Gary Wagner here, just about 12:15 in Honolulu, 5:15 in New York. It is Tuesday, November 17th, 2015, and this is Trending Markets. We do have a continuation of the upticks and the uptrends that we have seen really starting yesterday in the Dow Jones Industrial Average, although it was up substantially higher, 17,599, closing off 100 points plus from there, but closing up nominally higher, up 6 points or 0.04% in terms of the net rise in the market itself. But it did come off of these highs. You can see these highs up here. It was trading negative after that, but did close in essence unchanged. And you can certainly see the unchanged day when we look at the market in terms of a daily chart. You see that right here. Now, we did get spillover or carryover in the Standard & Poor's E-mini, closing up about 1.75 points or 0.09% on the day. But we did have it rise. That closed at 2049.75. Of course, we entered the market yesterday at about 2023. We moved our stops up to 2023 and the low today 2041. We're going to keep our stops where they are. We're also going to maintain our current long position when we look at this on the next couple of days. We'll look to tighten that, but let's see where the market wants to go. Now, the Standard & Poor's 500, the large contract, did trade off, closing off about 2.75 points on the day, and also NASDAQ closed higher on the day, this being the NASDAQ 100 E-mini closed up 0.21% or about 10 points higher on the day. In other news in terms of markets that we follow, crude oil continues to drop, closing off about 1.5% on the day, $62 a barrel, given up in value at $41.12. Very, very slight activity when we look at the week, but considering the kinds of moves that we have seen, we are absolutely looking at a lower day, although it seemed to, when it did break below 40, and let's go ahead and pull up a short term, this being a very short term chart that we're looking at currently, 1 hour bars, but you can see the market came down to around 40.60. And then once it came down to this, it did find what we call matching lows in terms of a candlestick pattern. It's also a Western indicator. We're looking at a series of lows that match, but we found some tentative support, and it did pop up a little bit from there, but that could easily be something due to something as simple as short covering. So to me, that doesn't really say a lot in the market. Now, the other market that we've been following fairly closely is the dollar index. Dollar continues to gain value, 99.65, and as you know from previous shows, my question right now is if this market continues to rise, which I believe it will, especially if the consensus is a tightening in terms of interest rates or a rate hike, but we've got this real resistance at 100. We're very, very close to it. The real question is whether or not this market can barrel through that, because as we have seen on some of the longer term studies, once we're above that kind of a price point, and to really see it, we almost have to look at a weekly or even a monthly. A monthly might work better for us. In fact, let's go ahead and do that now. And when we look at a monthly chart, we can see the areas that are above that, because as I said, when we look at these long-term studies, we see that 100, although over the last, since 2005, 2004 is the last time we've even been to 100, right in here, 2004, the beginning of it, and that was still continuing to drop. But when we look at it in terms of where this market could go to, I start to think of pre-2004 history when we actually climbed up and hit 120. So if we do break above this particular area, the next real level is we're going to have to look at different tops. You've got 102 right in here, and that of course is based upon these tops right here. The next set of tops comes in at 105. You've got that right here. And so those would be the key areas. If it breaks 100, it could easily go to 102.50 before it finds some sort of resistance, as high as 105 before finding some sort of resistance. And that's based upon historical data points back in quite some time ago, but back between 97 and 2001 in that area. This has been Gary Wagner, wishing you, as always, good trading. Maintain your current long Standard & Poor's position. Maintain your current stop. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.